Hey everyone, Johnny Boy here, and welcome back to the Rune Factory 4 Special Level 1 walkthrough. In today's episode, we're going to grind our crafting skill up to level 50, work on our forging skill, finish up the water ruins, and if we still have time after that, go to a place I have no business being in at all. So, let's get started. So, while I was off camera, I got my fire, water, and wind skills up to level 20 or higher. You may be wondering, why my water skills at level 50? Well, I managed to find an exploit that's very easily done in the beginning of the game, and I'll be showing you guys how to do that a little later. I also raised my cooking skill to 18, specifically because I'm going to need a lot of food for what I'm about to do today. So, the reason I started off in the pause menu is because I'm in a time-sensitive situation. I need to get as much money as possible before 8 a.m. when the shipping bin gets delivered. And the reason I need that money is because I need to buy a lot of items. So what we're going to be doing is as soon as I turn off the pause menu, I'm going to be sprinting around town and around the fields and getting as much money as I can before 8 a.m. So let's get started. So I'm going to go in here, grab a bunch of crap that I don't need. I'm going to sell one object X so I get it on my menu. I'm gonna sell this aquamarine. I don't need the invisible stones right now. I don't need that either. That. Gonna sell these. That. Crap. Anyway. I think that's everything from my storage bin that I can sell that I really want to get rid of. So, as you can see, I have hot milk. I managed to grind my skills all the way up to the point where I can make that freely. I'm actually going to be needing about 5 of those, so I'm going to take those out. Sell all this crap. Let's see, the potatoes, object X, that. And let's see how much we have in the bin. 19,000. Pretty good, but believe it or not, I'm still going to need more. So let's walk over to the order symbol, and let's buy a bunch of stuff, because if you upgrade a rank in your print points, you actually get a little bit of funding. So we're going to buy this too. And there we go. I got 2,000 gold from upgrading my rank. Now, I don't think I'll be able to do anything else at the moment, but I'm just going to spend stuff anyway. Out of all this stuff, everything is useful, but the most useful things right now are the flower shop, because it allows me to buy pre-sold materials. So if I make a moonflower that's level 10 and I sell it, she'll sell moonflowers at level 10, which is pretty nice for me. Same thing with Blossom's Groceries. Now, we need the jewelry shop, because I need to buy some stuff from him a little bit later. And that's all I can do right now. So, from here, I'm going to go check for emeralds. After that, I'm going to kill a bunch of buffamoos and see how much milk I can get from them, because if I can get a decent amount, I can make hot milk, which sells for about 400 a pop. So, here I go. 1 little, 2 little, 3 dead buffamoos, 4 little, 5 little dead little buffamoos. I'm going to need to leave here around 7:50. That should give me enough time to do what I need to do. Uh-oh, wait. Wait, no. No, 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 no. No, I wasn't looking at the time. No. No. Oh, well. I've made my bed. It's time to sleep in it. Well, let's just go ahead and make some hot milk. Okay, so now that I've failed selling things in time, I'm going to run over here to Raven. Actually, no, I'm not. I just realized I need storage, so I'm going to go put some stuff in my fridge. Be right back. Okay, now we're over at Raven's. So, you may be wondering why I'm going to... I have some good news and potentially upsetting news. The good news is, I have another chance to sell things. The bad news is I have to restart. So the thing about Raven is what she sells is random. I need her to sell sticks, and I need her to sell wool. So this, unfortunately, is not going to cut it. So, whoop. Alright, timer's restarted. This time we're going to check Raven to see if she's selling what we need right from the beginning. Yep, there we go. Wool and sticks. That's exactly what I need. And here we go. So, we're going to go to Raven. And you may be wondering why we needed so much money. Well, we need to buy 330 wool. Somewhere around there. Why, you ask? Well, specifically with crafting, there's an item you can make called yarn. We're going to be making a lot of yarn. We're also going to be making a lot of certain headgear, which name escapes me right now. But the reason we're going to be doing this is because there's a level 43 in crafting item called wool knit scarf. We're going to be making a bunch of those because the experience we get from making it is quite a bit. I need to come back for those sticks a little bit later. But before I do, I'm just gonna go ahead and put a bunch of this stuff inside the bin and get working on crafting, because we're not gonna need the sticks for our crafting, we're gonna need it for our forging. Believe it or not, the yarn will come in handy there too. I'll show you why later. I suppose now that things have calmed down a little bit, I'll show you guys the method of leveling up your water skill really fast. So, water laser, let me go out here so I can demonstrate it. Whenever you just press it, it leaves a little trail of water. Whenever you hold it, that trail is exponentially longer. However, you can fire one and then the other immediately. So... oh, that's too close. Did you hear the double hits? They're both hitting the bed simultaneously. Which means you're essentially doubling your experience with water. See, actually, that's about halfway, so let me just fire it off 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's see where we're at. Yeah, a little more than halfway. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but leveling up skills after level 50 is pretty tough, so this method is actually pretty quick. You're gonna see your levels skyrocketing in the early stages. But now back to crafting. So we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go to accessories. Don't use a recipe, and use a wool. Now it costs 60, but it's gonna give us a yarn. So let's try and make as much as we can. When it comes to crafting, if you're not using a recipe, or if you're just using a recipe in general, as long as the RP used is below your maximum RP, you're going to succeed. So let's go ahead and do that. And 7 yarn. Our crafting went from 4 to 8. So now we're going to go and make... let's see, how many can we make? Somewhere around, I'm going to say 25, so 26. Yeah, there we go. 5 off, so 31. Let's go ahead and try for 31 this time. No more space. 29. There we go. Now, we're trying to get to crafting level 18. It's only been a couple of seconds, and I went from 4 to 16. So I've gained 12 levels in crafting very, very quickly. So... let's go to this one. Oh, I have 80 HP. If I craft one more time, I'm gonna die. So, we're gonna drink this hot milk. And now if you look at our maximum RP, it's at 620. Which means we can make way more than what we were. Make accessories. Go to yarn. And... 33. Nope. 32. Nope. 31. There it is. Now we're at level 18. I believe this is the minimum number required to make... let's just go ahead and see. It requires one of these. Oh, wait. No, not yarn. Wool. Ah, not quite there yet. We need one more level in order to make this. So let's go ahead and make a little bit more yarn. And now we're at level 19, which should mean that we'll be able to make cat ears. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so now that we have the cat ears, well, let me do something real quick. I don't need these yarns just yet, so they can go in the storage bin. And I need all the wool. we need to get to level 41 from here. Making cat ears, so we're going to go over here, click on the cat ears, and we're going to make 2, which leveled us up twice. And now I need to eat or I'm going to die. Actually, no, don't eat. Use a recovery potion. So, the thing is, I have a lot of chocolate milk, but if you consume a food item that gives you a different effect, like say, this one will give me RP max 170, RP max 11%. Chocolate milk only gives you RP max 50. If I eat that, it's going to overwrite the RP max 170 and just give me RP 50, which is not something that I want. So I'm going to eat this potion, and my thing should remain the same. Yeah, I still have 622. So I should be able to craft 2 or 3 more times before I need to use another potion. So let's go ahead and mix some head ear. Go to cat ears. And we can make 3 this time. And now we can make 4. And I think we still have to make 4. No. We can go up to... Actually, we can go up to 6 now. And at some point, the cat ears are going to be clogging up our storage, so let's see. We want to start throwing these cat ears into our ingredients. So now I'm going to be starting to make 8 with cat ears included, so instead of our inventory getting clogged, it's just going to remain the same. Oh. I'm glad I caught that. I would have died if I crafted that. Which, I mean, it isn't technically a bad thing, it's just wasting a lot of time. And also, I'd have to pay Jones, so let's not do that. Right. You actually need the space in order to craft it. So, how many do I need to put away? Actually, yeah, let's just do that, I guess. We'll make 6 using double that. And now we should have enough to do it the way I was talking about. Go like that. Go up to 7 or 8. Let's try 8. Yep, there we go. Now we're at crafting 26. One more time. 8. And we should be at crafting 28. Yep. And now we're going to eat another potion. I ate 2. That's not good, but we'll work with it. Click that. And we're going to be doing this until... Actually, we're just going to keep on doing this. I need to get up to level 41. It's either 40 or 41. So I'll be right back once I get there. Okay, it's either this level or crafting level 41 that I need to be at in order to make the scarf. So let's see if I'm at the right number. Okay, in order to make this, you need to have 4 pieces of yarn. So... 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, here we go. Okay, now that we've made that, we're going to equip it, because it halves RP consumption, but I don't think it applies to crafting and forging and all that jazz, so I'm just equipping it for style points. Here's where we go from here. We're going to go to make accessories. Now that we've actually made it, it costs half as much to make, so we're going to... No, still can't do that. We're going to make 1. And then we level up. Now we should be able to make 2. Yep, 2. We can make 2, but we might want to do this. So it gives us a little more experience. Leveled up again. Same deal. We're going to make 3 this time. Leveled up again. And now we're going to start using these instead. And we can only make 3 because I don't have as much. Actually, let's just remove that for now. And instead, we're going to make 7. That should be enough to level us up. Yep, there we go. Now that we have a lot more of these, we can use 2. Oh, I'm going to die if I do it again. So, I don't want to use any more hot milk right now. So I'm going to switch to hot chocolates. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, see how it says 630? Now, after I eat this, watch how it goes down to. Now we're at 450. Do you see how much of a difference that makes? It just ruined everything that I'm trying to do here with crafting. But fortunately, since we're almost at the end, it doesn't really matter that much. We're gonna go to hand knit scarf, put these two on there, and we'll be able to make 2. Okay, maybe it kind of ruined it. 2 again. Should be able to make 3 from now. 2. Nope, still 2. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna drink hot milk, screw it. I'll save the chocolate milk for forging. And that's basically all there is. You just need to keep making hand knit scarves up until you get to level 50. And there we go, crafting level 50. That took me about less than 20 minutes, I think? Maybe 15, 20 minutes, something like that. That is very fast, actually. So, now you may be wondering what we're going to do with all this leftover yarn. Well, there happens to be a weapon that you can make with strings and sticks. It's the Elvish Harp. But in order to make that, we're going to have to get our forging up a little bit higher. So, be right back. So, if you have cash to spare, one other thing you can buy is this. Cheap cloth. We're going to need a lot of cloth in order to make gloves. Don't use a recipe, and we're going to go to our cloth right here. Let's make... Actually, how much space do I have? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19. So we have 19 spaces. Alright, 19 weapons. And that shot us all the way up from 5 to 9. Now, the forging process is just a little bit different than the crafting one. Namely because the Elvish Harp that we're working towards, it isn't a very high crafting level item. I believe it's 23. So, once we finish making these gloves, we should be relatively close to the range we need to be in order to make the Elvish Harp. Thankfully, since we have some money left over, I'm going to go to Raven and buy a considerable amount of fur so we can make yarn. So with the remaining money that I had left, I bought as much cheap cloth as I could. I'm going to be continuously making gloves until I run out. So, be right back. Okay, so the level I need to be in order to make this weapon is forging level 18. Now that I've reached that, making gloves, I'm gonna go here, do this, and here we go. Elvish Harp. We almost leveled up from just making one. We're going to be spam making these for a while, and since we have a surplus of gloves, since we have a surplus of gloves, I'm gonna be throwing those in as well, so I have more storage space. Now we're going to start throwing harps and gloves into the mix, and we're getting a lot more experience because this is a high level material. And I'm almost out of milk, which means this is going to be close to where I'm stopping the grind. Our next goal from here is to be able to use scarves in the upgrading material. You see I'm at 896 whenever I put 1 in here. So we're going to need to level up at least, I think, to level 29. In order to be able to use this. That should speed up the process of leveling up a little bit. Okay, so I've officially finished. At the end, we managed to get to forging level 29, chemistry 20, crafting 50, and cooking 19. Not a bad haul for today, I think. So another benefit about making these Elvish Harps is that if you keep one, you can use it for something called Love Attack. Love Attack makes it to where if you hit an enemy with it, their affinity for you will increase. This makes it easier to tame monsters, and since this one is weak, we can use it on stronger monsters and tame them much easier. I'm going to be showing that off, actually quite a bit later, because most of the enemies I hit with this thing will probably die. So, with that out of the way, let's go to Jones, because I need to show off something really quick. It was pointed out in the comments section that if you take these Object X potions, run over to Jones and Nancy, and eat them in front of them, you can just eat it, pass out, and then talk to Jones, and have every status ailment healed except for, I believe that's fatigue? Maybe it's cold? I'm not sure which one that is, I don't remember. But you can just do this over and over again, and build up your resistances pretty fast. Now, unfortunately, it does take a while to grind these skills, so you're not going to be getting too high within a day. Maybe 1 or 2 points up. Maybe 3 if you're lucky. But I'll just go ahead and use the rest of these. Oh, I died. Oh, at least I died right here. Oh no, my 3 gold! Curse you, Jones! And now that I've all finished up with that, I kind of need to go to sleep since I don't have any way to get my RP back. Oh, actually I do. I can go to Yorkmere Cave and hammer some flowers. Hammer some flowers. What the... Don't ask me why I started watering my plants at, like, 0 health. I would fight the horse today, but since I have the status ailment on me, I don't want to. Instead, I'm going to go around, finish up all my duties, and talk about something else that I did off stream. If you look here at the friendship levels, a lot of my monsters got up to a higher level. I got all the cows to level 9, and I got all the other animals I tamed in the last episode up to 9 as well. I did add some new faces to the mix. So let me go ahead and show them off, while simultaneously feeding them. So I got 4 cluckadoos, all of which can be named except for 1, I believe. Somebody did want to name a cluckadoo Cluckady, but as I said in the last episode, it needs to fit within the characters, so if you want to rename it, just go ahead and let me know what it is. On to the next set of animals. We have Wingo, I named that one myself, and Flick. Again, another one I named myself. If you guys want these renamed, just go ahead and let me know what it is in the comment section, and I'll go ahead and change it to that. But for now, we need to talk about something else. So, I noticed something while leveling up the monsters. Their friendship levels, I mean. So, if you notice, in the last episode, Teemo's attack and magic attack weren't that high. They were somewhere around the 30s or 40s. Now they're at 282 and 249 respectively. So what I discovered is, every single time their friendship level increases, their base stats do as well, except for strength, vitality, intelligence, and all that. So we're going to demonstrate that with Tento here. I'm going to give him an insect horn. Well, before I do, I'm going to look at what his stats are before that. Okay, we're going to go over here. Tento. So we're going to be paying attention to his attack stat. Right now it's at 284. I'm only paying attention to that because they all increase by the same value. Going to give him that. I'm going to brush him. Now, it was 284. What it is now is 312. So it increased by, let's see, basic math, John. Here we go. 28 points. Every single stat that he had over there increased by 28 points. That is phenomenal. So now they actually are strong enough in order for me to take them to fight the boss. Which I'm not going to do today because I totally forgot that I have this status ailment. So instead, with the remaining RP, we're going to finish up our daily chores, grind a little bit more on forging and crafting, and then try the boss tomorrow. So, be right back. So, in the middle of me finishing up my chores, I forgot to mention something. So, this method is easy and accessible from the beginning. How you get both water spells is there's one on the water ruins that you can get from a chest that's on the left side of the ruins, and the other is from the Eliza quest, which is to increase one of your magic elements to level 15 or higher. That one will give you the other water spell. So, be right back again. Alrighty, so now we're at the horse. Gonna equip our sword, and I'm going to show you guys how useful this method of water laser is, because you can also use it in battle. You just have to position yourself correctly. But I think before I do, I'm going to get on my trusty Teemo. Oh, I picked Tento. Whoops. Ah, get off. See, look at that. You know what? Let me just... Ow. Ow. He's still dangerous. Don't laugh. He's still dangerous. See how I'm double hitting him with my water spell? That's the usefulness of this. As long as I stand far enough away from him, I should be able to keep double hitting him. It's a good way to do about 200 damage very quickly. And I went from severely struggling to kill this thing to killing him very quickly in a matter of just a couple of in-game days. I started grinding at the 23rd, I think, and it honestly doesn't even take that long to get those monsters leveled up. Just keep giving them their items over and over again, brushing them, and within a few in-game weeks, you'll have them at a reasonably good amount of strength in order to fight this guy. So, here we go. Be right back. Okay, so at this point, I don't have anything to do up until the route is open, so I'm going to be skipping ahead a couple of days, just doing what I need to do, so be right back. One other thing I want to talk about while I'm in the middle of waiting for this event to open up is the items they produce, your monsters I mean, the items that they produce are actually one level higher than their friendship level is, so since these are all level 9, they'll be producing level 10 materials. So at this point, you can stop giving them their materials, unless you just purely want to level them up for the sake of leveling them up. Which, since they get stats from it, is understandable, but I'm going to be taking their items because I need them way more than they do. Anyway, back to the be right back. So you remember how I said that bronze and silver are very precious resources at this point in the game? That's because the area I'm waiting to open up has all the bronze and silver. So up until that point, if you get one, use it for a tool. The one that you want to use silver on is actually the sickle. The higher level your sickle is, the higher level seeds that you can cut from your crops and flowers. So I'm going to use this and this blade shard, and I should be able to make a quality sickle. We're going to go ahead and sell the old tools that we just upgraded. So cheap hoe, cheap water pot, cheap axe, cheap sickle, and cheap hammer. Because selling these will increase your, I believe it's called shipping rates. Let me just click right here, look at sales records. And you can see there's a percentage on the right side. Total achieved is 9%. We want to get that to 10% in order to complete an Eliza quest, so we need to sell as many items as possible. But now that that's finished, we're going to go to Yorkmere Cave and test out our new iron hammer and see if we get lucky with the emeralds. Now, as you can see, I went from getting maybe 1 emerald to getting 6 in one go. That is quite the improvement. Another thing I want to talk about in my off time is purple grass and what you can do with it. So, if you're looking for a way to make money and increase your chemistry skill, this is the way to do it. Let me show you how. You go to your chemistry station, mix some medicine, and you can see right here that heavy spice requires purple plants. Every single heavy spice that you make is at bare minimum 180. So let's see what level grass I managed to pick up. I got a 7, a 5, a bunch of 3s, and a 1. So I'm going to use it to make all of this. 8 heavy spices. And let's see what my most expensive one is. The most expensive one is 234 gold. So I should be making at least somewhere in the ballpark of 1,600 gold. Which is nothing to sneeze at. It should be able to fund a bit of what you're wanting to do in this game. Speaking of spices, if you're wondering how I leveled up my cooking, this is how you do it. It's a bit expensive, but you need to go to Blossom's shop and go over to this spot, General Goods. Buy as much rice as you can, up to about, I want to say maybe 30 pieces of rice might get you where you need to be. And then after that, buy chocolate. The reason you want to buy rice is because you can make onigiri. And then after you get to like level 6 or 7 in cooking, you can start making bamboo onigiri by keeping the bamboo shoots that you find around your farm and mixing it with the rice. After that, you want to start making hot chocolate. Hot chocolate is actually a very good item for how minimal the amount of skill is you need for it. It gives you 500 RP, and it's only a skill level 11 item, I believe. Let me look. Yeah, skill level 11. 500 RP, 150 HP, and RP max 50. This is a really good item for what it is. And it'll also increase your cooking skill up very quickly. You only need to be at about, I would say 2 or 3 levels below the item that you want to make. So once you get to like 14 or 15, try and make a hot milk. Because once you make it and unlock the recipe, it'll be halved for whatever you need it next. Now, in terms of getting things done, this is a bit of a waste, but level 10 hot milk sells for almost 1,000 apiece. So, if you're strapped for cash and you have 4 Buffamoo just giving you 4 milk every day, maybe consider selling some hot milk like I'm doing right now. Wait, I got greeting spell? You piece of crap! What is a level 9 greeting spell gonna do for me? I mean, fine, I guess I have it. I'm being serious when I ask this here. If anybody knows if the greeting spell does literally anything, please tell me. Because I feel really cheated that I got a level 9 skill, and it's the greeting spell. That's horrible. Okay, let's go ahead and expand the farm. Oh, the things that make me laugh. Gotta go get my cardio. Let's see if we can build a barn, though. Yes we can. I'm actually gonna do that. Wait. Wait, hold on, I got this. The perfect name. Jerry. Jerry the barn. Carrying everybody. Ah, good, the event started. Okay, once I finish going through this, I'll run to that area that I have absolutely no business being at. So, be right back. Okay, so I have access to the place that I need to go, but there's something I want to prepare for just before we go there. So, in that place that we are about to go, all the monsters there are... Well, I believe they're over a level 130, which means that they're probably going to be doing somewhere around 1,000 damage to me per hit. So, in order to prevent me dying in 1 hit or less, I'm going to be making a little bit of a method to combat this. So, we're going to be taking these weeds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 should do. And we're going to be making Object X on purpose. The reason for this is because when thrown at an enemy, it gives them all of these horrible little effects that we were using to grind our stats. This is the only way to survive this early going over there without the use of like overriding and forging and crafting above level 50. So, hopefully I don't die when I'm showing off what I want to show off there, so be right back once I get to the spot. So, if memory serves me right, if you go just to the right of this gate and click here, yeah, there's an accessory here, the black ribbon. I just figured I'd point that out on my way over. So, on my way here, you may see these 2 rocks, and think nothing of it, right? Well, if you happen to run in a certain pattern a couple of times, a chest will appear. Inside this chest is Gust. It's a pretty decent spell, so it's worth coming over here to do that. And here we are. Leon Karnak. There's not much more to be said than what I've already said, but this is an endgame area. Like, endgame as in past Arc 2 area. You should not be here. The only reason you can be here is because an event hasn't blocked the way yet. Speaking of which, something that you can do that I wouldn't really consider cheating at this point in the game is these chip squeaks. They're here for a reason. Randomly, whenever you enter this room, a certain type of chip squeak will appear. Not that one, don't be deceived. It looks like a normal chip squeak, but there's something off about the tint of its color. Let's see if I can get one to spawn. They didn't... Yeah, that should be one right there. It looks a little bit paler than the other chip squeaks, so let me try cutting it up. Oh my god, 2,000 damage, and that was a chip squeak. But I got what I wanted from it, so I'm gonna teleport back there and talk about it. Let's see what... I'm actually kind of excited to see which item it gave me, because those things can give you one of two items. One is 2-fold steel, and the other is 10-fold steel. 2-fold steel doubles the next item you upgrade with. So if you're upgrading a weapon and then you use 2-fold steel and, let's say, a stick, which gives you 1 attack damage. The next item will give you 2 attack damage. I mean, the stick will give you 2 attack damage if you use it after 2-fold steel. If you use a 10-fold steel and then use a stick, it'll give you 10 attack, because it's multiplying the item by 10. You can imagine how useful this is throughout the game. And I'm probably going to be exploiting it when I'm going to Rune Prana, but we'll see. Ooh, chest. Now, the unfortunate thing about these chip squeaks here is that I believe they only have 5 HP, somewhere around there. And they're designed to drop the steel whenever you hit them, so you're only going to be able to get 1 normally. Unless, of course, I believe it's Scrap Metal Plus. If you upgrade or create a weapon using that, every attack with that weapon will do 1 damage. So in order to farm this, you're going to need to get Scrap Metal Plus, make a weapon with it, and then come here and attack the chip squeak with it. Now on to the main topic of why I'm here. See, there's an item here next to the beginning of the area that you can get if you're careful. You go over here, up here, and there's 4 of those guys. What? Once you don't get murdered by their knives and manage to kill them using Object X, a switch will appear. When you activate that switch, you'll be able to have access to a treasure chest. That treasure chest will have, I think it's called the Sparkling Vest. The Sparkling Vest gives you like 250 defense in magic defense and regular defense, which is insane for this point in the game. It's insane for the second part of the game too, which is why I've seen the speedrunning community actively run to go get that item, because it's cheap and easy to get. So I'm gonna try to get it one more time. Not because I want the armor, no. There's actually something beneficial for me in there. It's vitality gummies. There's 3, I believe, that I can grab from that chest, so I'm just gonna be trying my luck and getting it really quick, so let's see how it goes. Bonk you. He's asleep. Bonk. Oh! I'm gonna give it one more try. And if I don't do it, I mean, either way, I'm gonna end the episode after that. So let's see if I can pull off a miracle. I had the advantage of one of them being asleep and I still failed. Well, that's fine. I don't really need the vitality gummy anyway. That's gonna about wrap it up for this episode. In the next episode, we're going to be taking on the Obsidian Mansion, upgrading our stuff again, and I believe we're going to try and finish our forging to get it up to level 50. So, until next time, see you later.